Okay, so the next card I want to talk about, guys, is this new flip land, West Vale Abbey. It's a land. Tap it, add a colorless or a waste to your mana pool. 5 mana, tap it, pay 1 life, put a 1/1 token into the battlefield. Then 5 mana, tap, sacrifice 5 creatures, and then it transforms and untaps. Now, the flip side is where it really gets kind of crazy. It's a 9/7 flying, lifelink, indestructible haste when it flips. So, bigger than everything in standard, basically, except Ulamog. And it hits, with haste, it hits really, really hard, really, really fast. So, I think this card's going to see a lot of play. What do you guys think?
I think it goes in a very unique deck. And I'm trying to think about it now. I think if they main phase make it on their turn, there's only 2 ways to answer it on the opposing side of the field. It's just block it with like a Thopter or something, or just chump it for a turn, or Celestial Flare, or Stasis Snare.
Yep.
That's what it's called, yeah.
There's also the 2 sacrifice, the Foul Tongue and the new one to the Slaughter.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
So there's a few
If
answers to
if
it.
it's the only creature in play.
Well, same thing with Celestial Flare. So
Yeah.
this is very difficult to answer. I think it's going to go right now. Obviously, a token strategy. When you read this card, the first thing you think is Secure the Wastes. You know, they go hand in hand. Paul had mentioned earlier that you can EOT secure and draw for turn, and if they don't kill a token, you can play this and immediately make a guide. There's no way to respond to it. They'd have to kill a token in your upkeep, which is a terrible line anyway.
Yeah, the fact that it's a land means that if it's not in play and you have 5 creatures, if you play this as your land draw for the turn, your opponent actually can't respond to it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
you play your land for the turn, there's like, in response, like they can't do that. So they're like, alright, you played your land, and now you have priority. A part of the ability is, the cost is sacrificing the 5 creatures. So they can't respond to that either.
Yep.
So if your opponent has 5 creatures in play, and that land is not in play, you need to kill the creature before they have a chance to play their land.
And that's a really bad play.
Yeah.
So like that gives
So,
them
like-
some serious leverage.
So yeah, it's like if they secure for 5, and you have a Grasp of Darkness in your hand, and say a Wrath, you should wait for them to take their turn, untap and Wrath. So then you'll have 1 removal left.
Yep.
But because of this card, if you wait and they have this land,
just taking 9 out of
you're just taking
nowhere.
it out of nowhere. That
Yeah.
And then you can't wrath it. Unless you
cannot
unless,
wrath
unless,
it.
unless, unless you can exile it. Unless it's the
exile,
unless it's the exile wrath. You can't wrath it because it's indestructible, right?
Yep.
Like planar outburst doesn't kill it.
Yep.
Like any of the destroy effects don't get it. Yeah, I think the you guys made a good point on that. I think the biggest thing people have to realize is that anything can stack to it, not just what you make.
yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
any creatures,
Thopters,
any
Hangerwalkers.
Thopters, yeah, Hangerbuck's a good example, right? Secure the Waste obviously is a good example.
Nissa getting tokens.
Yeah, any of those. So I think that it's definitely a role player in any sort of token strategy, and I think it kind of gets through the ground stall in like the mirror. Like you're playing as tokens versus tokens. Like it's really easy for tokens X to float the board on both sides,
Yeah,
and
it's a
like
race
you don't
to
really
that
have good
guy
attacks,
almost.
and it kind of like goes over top of them pretty easily.
Yep. On the downsides, it is easy to chump. It doesn't have trample. A lot of things played Orthopters, so I mean, I could see some drawbacks to it, like block for turn, stone it. But you know, it's definitely an insane card. I think it's going to have a lot of potential.
It is cool how if you're playing these white decks with Secure the Wastes, you also have to play Eldrazi Displacer. So you make your demon, and if you tag them for 9, and then say on their turn they want to like Declaration stone it,
They're in a bad spot.
you can blank your demon out with Eldrazi Displacer, and it comes back as a land.
Yep.
And then you can just do it again.
As long as you get the 5 creatures again, but you're down to 5 creatures, but you still keep your card.
Yep.
I also like how the creature, the demon's legend, but the land isn't.
Mm-hmm. So you get
So-
multiple out. Yep.
So you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
actually-
There's no drawback to that.
You don't feel bad playing 3 or 4 in your deck
Yep.
if you have Eldrazi's in your deck.
Sure.
Mhm.
Makes sense.
Okay.